This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster in My Podcast.
And these are frogs.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Here he comes.
Yep. Oh, rip. He's dead. What up? Yeah. Yeah, this is a real contender for my least favorite entry in this book.
Ooh, there really isn't that much to it, is there?
Yeah. Yeah, they swallow things.
Yep.
Keep in mind, there's a guy who likes that, but...
And boy, oh boy, did they go into a lot of detail describing the exact mechanics of being, like, sucked in by a tongue.
Yeah, it's like a smoker. Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. So there's something, I think it was during the Eder Cap, I didn't really bring it up because it took us the conversation took us elsewhere. But I really dislike whenever net mechanics become involved in an entry.
Like net mechanics, like catching something in a net?
Yes. Because you know that you're always in for at least 3 paragraphs of, if it's a net of X and Y size, then you have to roll X and Y's, kind of things. This feels like a different kind of like kin to that. And I think that for just the way that my mind processes information, I don't want that to be in paragraph form. Just like, here's the procedure for if you get sucked in by a frog tongue, and then just give me a bullet pointed list. Super alles.
Yeah, I mean, and D&D has never done a good job of doing like combat maneuvers.
Right.
If you want to do something other than attack somebody or cast a spell or do a thief skill, like they've never found a good rule set for that.
No.
And that's something that games in general have struggled with. And the most successful ones just make it no different than doing anything else.
Right.
Or you just roll an attack and it's like, oh, you grappling this guy and pinning him to the ground is the same thing as an attack.
Mm-hmm. And in my limited experience of doing any real tabletop kind of stuff, like, any of those more interesting kind of things have kind of been handled by DM discretion. Very few tables or paragraphs have been, have been referenced, right? Just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to decide that this is what it's going to be because, I kind of have a feeling for what this needs to be. So let's just maximize the drama and make this as fun as possible.
Wargaming roots.
Yeah.
Rear their ugly head again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and frogs in real life I'm cool with.
Oh, frogs are great. I love frogs.
Yeah, I got no problem with frogs. Like, I don't think they're that pleasant to like actually touch. Like when I've had pet ones or had access to them or whatever. I don't actually think that they're like. I don't want to deal with one. I just want to look at it.
Oh yeah.
Or look at pictures.
When I was little, my grandparents had a plot at an RV park kind of thing, just like a.
You're gonna say the graveyard. It's just. Oh, Cole. You're changing the subject that drastically. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, things are looking real bad, Gary.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
No, it's all right. It's not great. It's not great, but it's okay. No, but they had like an RV set up with this gigantic deck, and I would love going there and like waking up early in the morning, going to the deck and playing Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario Land 2 on my Game Boy while listening to the frogs and like watching them jump from the shore into the lake. That was my absolute favorite thing, was to like go chase them down. Like, I think frogs gave us Pokemon, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah. Among other bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like just that plunk you hear when you're like in a nearest pond.
Yeah.
Where frogs are about. Just every once in a while you just hear like somebody like toss a cinder block into the water.
Yep. And does frogs seem like preternaturally chill in a way that this kind of like, okay, well, they're going to be twice the size as a human and incredibly aggressive doesn't actually work for me. Yeah. Well,
they're not. They just seem chill, but they're not.
Oh, true.
It's weird.
They're not chill if you're smaller.
They're nature's
than them.
rabbits. Like they're just like they're little scaredy pants. I had back in my youth, way back in the day. So I was probably like 5 or something. Up in Michigan with my grandparents on my dad's side, who I are obviously I'm estranged from.
No.
But I used to have those like kind of and people would know it a lot of people I think who are listening would know it if they saw it. There was like a Fisher Price castle. That was a common toy. I don't know if you had one of those. They had like the tower. There's a trapdoor.
Yeah,
at the top of a tower.
A cousin who had one of those, and I loved setting up the trapdoor.
Yeah, super cool trapdoor. Went down to the bottom where there's like a little jail cell kind of thing, and I had like caught a frog, and like I was playing with it. I was
did it get trapped in the chute?
I put him in the chute.
Okay.
As a kid, like I trapped him in the chute, and then like left him to go do something. This doesn't have a super sad ending or anything.
Okay.
Left him to go do something, and then he left. And I could not in a million years understand the idea of this frog like lifting up this gate to get out. And I was like, of course the frog could just like squeeze out like it's a frog.
Yeah.
But if in my mind's eye, it is still one of the weirdest images that I had as a kid. Like I imagine like a frog, like putting its frog arms under this little plastic gate,
Yeah.
lifting it like a garage door, and then like kind of scooting his lower body out and then lowering the door like gently behind him, which is 100% not what happened. But that was
Right,
the
he
only
probably
thing I
just
could think of.
dipped his little stubby snoot down and then just kind of like wedged his way under.
Kind of pushed his way. I'm like, what a fucking asshole! Don't put me in a dungeon. What I do.
Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/duckfeed.tv.